Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever back in the Metropolis map again. And we're starting out by watching the food bulk haulage train system set up. Because it occurs to me that I've never actually done this. Having set up a rather splendid triple track in order to support my freight aspirations, I never actually got around to seeing it in action. So I thought we'd start out here. Now this here train right here is a mighty fine earner. Even though I say so myself, spoilers as to what we're covering. Being the top earner on the line on the network this year, it's pushing 8 million that it's made for my happy little network company, and that's set to go even further, as will be demonstrated when it reaches the other end of the line. As you can see, we are looking pretty buoyant cash-wise. We're coming up on the end of 1910, but I'll give you a quick glimpse of exactly how well it's done. We're up 15 million this year when you factor in the cost of vehicle replacing. We're up another 2 on top of that. Wow, 1.5. I'm calling it 2 because I feel like it. So about 18 million in profit so far this year, possibly even more than that, as we've still got a few days to go, and therefore there's still some cash to be had. But here we go. So we're going on to the triple track section here, and this is one of the areas that will benefit from some capacity upgrading as we start to bang a few more trains and a few more routes up and down here. But we're not quite ready for that just yet. We've still got a little bit more work to do in terms of finalizing routes and kind of track setups. And then after that, it will be about just how dense a train population we can stick on the thing. There we go, that's the end of the year rolled around. So where did we finish up? 16.3 in, so around 18 million up last year. We didn't get the of new vehicles turn up. I'm hoping for, and frankly I've hit this stage of the game so many times now, I should know without having to look it up. I was hoping for some new road vehicles, not least of all for hauling goods, because the stuff I'm using right now is frankly starting to show its age a little. But c'est la vie. Can't be helped. Anyway, we're coming. I would ride this all the way to the end, but it'll turn up. I'll start talking, and it'll turn up while we're there, and then I'll do the bombastic intro. There you go. This is kind of direction on the fly. So here we are coming into the Krakow goods area, and as you can see, we've got 360 plus food waiting to be transported, and that could be a whole lot more, given that the farm itself over here has got 150. Waiting to be picked up. So I could bang in a bunch more trucks on that route to really up the amount that's coming in to be turned into your yummy pieces of bread there. There is opportunity for growth all over the show, and we're going to exploit some of that after these important messages. Of course, all that talk of goods was merely a ruse on my part. We're actually starting out today following the North American Commuter route, which we shall endeavour to Colonel Cam, but this is going to be quite challenging given that it's only just getting up to speed, and chances are we'll outpace it rather too quickly. Anyway, here is one of 5. We've got 5 trains running on this route, and as we get a little closer here, you can see they are just a little bit old. In fact, I'm not certain that any train should get this rusty and still be able to run. And yet it has. And we've got 5 of them. Now, as was speculated in the last episode, the running cost on these has started to get out of control a little bit, if we call it up here. I'll try and Colonel Cam at the same time. The running cost of the train, where are we? 560 a year. We're bringing in 460 and I'm running 5 of them, which is why this line is not profitable. This is actually, I believe, the least profitable line I currently have in operation. The Sioux Falls Commuter. There it is. You unprofitable swine. Yes, and I think it's partly because the running costs on these individual coaches has increased since I added the new mod. Now that's okay. You get plenty of bang for your buck as a result of adding that mod anyway. But Yeah, I need it to, we need to sort this stuff out. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to send all of these chaps to the depot, which, that's, I mean, it's time consuming, but we're going to do it anyway. Right, you, depot. It's going to tell me it can't. No, it isn't telling me it can't. It's going to find a way. Oh, well, that's something. Of course, I should have called up the rest of the trains first before doing that. Where are we? Sioux Falls Commuter. And simply by removing one train there, I immediately reduced my costs. Now, we're not going to be able to put 5 trains back out here. More's the pity, because I can't afford that. Even by maxing my loan and selling these chaps off, I'm going to struggle to make that happen. However, what we can still do is we can at least put a couple out, perhaps with a little more capacity. What I'm really waiting for is the advent of the diesel. That's where this line will really start to sing. Is where we diesel up with the little sprinter class kind of small one-shot coach kind of a deal, kind of a thing. That's the point at which this line will start to come into its own, and the potential for profit is significant. So I look forward to that as much as it will be part of the death knell for Steam overall. But we've got 10-15 years before we're worried about that. I still, having established that 50 Steam trains is certainly viable, I think I might push and try and get 100. If I can afford them, that'd be amazing. But it means that I should avoid spending 20 million quid on a new tunnel anytime soon. And you know that means that I'm very likely to be spending 30 million quid on a bridge. But that's the aspiration right now. I'm slightly concerned about where this train's actually heading. Come on, get out of there. Where you're heading for the depot? Oh, you're going to go all the way up here, past Detroit, do a quick spin round here. In fact, here comes one now. Let's see if my assumption is correct here, is that he's going to do a turnaround and then head back to the depot. Alright, my assumption is entirely incorrect, because that's the Sioux Falls main line. Alright, shall I just wait and see what happens rather than try and predict anything? Anyway, right, good. So that's going to take a couple of minutes before they all turn up back at home base here. I thought, since we were kind of speculating. Well, I was speculating. You were listening to me speculate. Enjoy. It's carrying on now. I was looking at other potential routes that we have to work on. So when you come to Grand Junction here, I will try and keep my erratic camera movements under control a little. You can see that Grand Junction itself, the main station is working just fine. But we did set up a second station here with a notion of heading out to Dortmund and maybe Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton, for those of you not at Fay, is the other side of the mountain range. We're going to do a rail route that heads that way. Several unhinged people in the comments have suggested that some kind of windy mountain route would be preferable to just pile driving a 20 million quid tunnel through the middle of it. Could happen. But we do have this station that is ready to receive whatever I throw at it, and it also ties in with the dual options that I have of coming out of Detroit's secondary station and coming in from Brussels. So we've got plenty of lines that can go in that direction, which is splendid. It gives us some proper options, because one of the other things that I want to achieve, and we're going to look at Vancouver in a sec, and I'll show you what's going on there, is if I've got a platform, it gets used. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if I built the thing, I clearly had some kind of a caper in mind when I did so. You would hope. So I've still got 2 platforms to use here at Detroit Secondary. As you get to Vancouver, I think that the situation is arguably worse still. There we go. Where we currently have 3 in use, although this one's only half in use. We could take that no, we couldn't. I blocked that off. I should put some buffers on the end there, shouldn't I? All right, let's see if I can squeak those in now before I start pontificating on other matters. Where are we? Let's just do some scrolling. That one looks solid. There you go. Bosh. Good. There we go. Everybody's happy. health and safety in full effect. Yes, so we're only running 3 lines here, which leads us another 2 to play with, and no, another 3 to play with. That one was in the shadow. I missed it momentarily. And I need to think about where they're going to go, because we've also got, we've got the opportunity to feed out onto the southern facing route there. So, there's just a lot to do. Let's click on this, and then as we head over to Rill, and now I'm focusing on this area largely because I've got a minute or 2 while we wait for those trains to get to the depot. But as we head to Rill, we've got platform action waiting here as well. In fact, I think. Do we have no? I've got 2 lines that go into Rill at the moment, and arguably this lighter yellow line here, it makes no sense for it to be trying to go into exactly the same platform as its other one. Oh no, hold on, this is a goods line up the middle. Right, don't know what I was thinking there, but it's great. So we've got there's lots to do. Is what I'm saying. Is it might feel like we've accomplished a lot, and look at all this stuff I've got waiting. This money that is being kind of fluttered under my nose that I could quite easily spend on things, so that's kind of where we're heading overall. Let's see if we've had anybody turn up. There's one. There's another one. Right, let's sell these off. There you go. That's 2 of those sold. We've got about 400k for each of those. In fact, if we look at here, we'll see exactly how much we've got. Sold vehicles. No, we got about 200k for each of those. Ooh, big money. And we ought to set something in motion relatively quickly. Now, we're going to come out of this primary depot here. And then I don't know what it's going to be. So this is the little commuter route that stops absolutely everywhere. Right, find me an American steam loco the Atlantic is way overkill for this route because it stops so often. It's going to struggle to get anywhere near top speed. These heavy-duty variants on the original trains also not helpful. I am now making a mental note that I need to turn on the "Don't expire any of my trains, please" mod. So it might well be the American that we end up putting on there, given that it's relatively inexpensive and cheap. Right? We like that. Or do we go with the Mogul? I think we stick with the American until we replace it with the diesel. So we'll go with one of those, and then we're going to want a passenger. These cracker box cars look like they might do just dandy. Or now these top out at 37. And the train's got a 50-mile-an-hour limit, so these make the most sense. They're cheap as well, ish. 12 each, so I think we'll go with 5, maybe more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 60 capacity. That's more than enough. And then we'll go with 4 rather than the 5 we were running before, and that should do the trick without bankrupting me in the process. So you lot, you can go on the Sioux Falls Commuter. Have fun, we'll see how we get on. Oh, look, there's a rare occurrence. We've got one coming in to go meet their maker, while we've got one coming out. Shiny. I'm even going to give it a paint job and everything. There you go. There's the old one, old and busted, new hotness. There it is. Smashing. Okay, good. Right, that's that under control. Now, as much as I just blew through 10 million quid on that lot, I probably 9. I spent 9 on that. I do have 19 in loan available, so I think we might go for a bit of line development. Shock to all of our systems there. It's all happening. And one would hope. You never know. When you turn a train round to go back to the depot, you never know whether it's going to go the right side of the track or whether the driver is simply going to, the engineer, since we're in the Americans here, is just going to improvise a route. Oh, this is exactly what we want to see. It's just, God, flipping brilliant. Smashing. Life simply doesn't get better. But there we go. So a slightly longer train, slightly greater capacity, brand new, running costs should be minimised, and show me the money. I'll give you a couple of minutes to show me the money, but after that you will be showing me money, and I will be looking in on that. Mental note, check in on the depots at the end and sell the stuff you've got sat in there. We're not going to get ourselves... Oh, in fact, there's 2 more gone. There's 1 left to come in. Right, okay. We're not getting ourselves into a legacy special situation this series. Rest assured, that's not happening. Right, so options. El Paso. Yeah, I know, we're back here again. We've got this line here. And one of these. As you can see, we've got this line that is not fully utilised. We have 1 platform yet to plumb in. And the obvious here is the tracks that I've already set there to Indianapolis. That is not anything that is currently covered. We don't have anything that goes direct from El Paso to Indianapolis at the moment, and therefore it's an opportunity for everything. It's an opportunity for us all. So we could run a route that does Brussels, El Paso, Indianapolis, and obviously then we're on to the main line at Indianapolis, so we could take in Krakow. We could go anywhere we like, people, and we may well, but that's option 1, right? Option 2 is hey, Grand Junction to Dortmund. Ooh. Now that's completely neglected, that platform at the moment. People are thinking that I must be, off my rocker having set that up. So that's option 2. Rill to Wolverhampton, that's another option. But I think the one that we're actually going to pursue is going to be Wolverhampton to Wellington. And we're going to make that a direct line because that will get Wellington more connected than it is currently, which should hopefully help the Orient Express, and it will help the Riverside track that we're running down there. The expensive part is going to be getting across the river. This also then opens up a Dortmund-Wellington route and a Barcelona-Wellington route if I am sympathetic with regard to where I place the bridge. So if I were to bridge up relatively early, then it does no favours down there. Or we can just place multiple bridges. You're getting more of an insight into my upper brain function than is traditional today. I hope you're enjoying it, because I'm deciding as I go. Right, let's have a look at the track selection here at Wolves. We've got, for some reason, I've managed to get 3 in use. Go me. I'm quite surprised by that. So we'll end up using this extra one here as the next one. So let's... I mean, how far do we actually want to go down? I think we might try and cut across, because I want to avoid track laying cost where possible, which means avoiding going through these craggy little bits of hillside, as much as craggy little bits of hillside do make for quite the scenic rail journey, as I think you'll agree. Also, I like this coal mine. It's not very practical, although there is a steel mill just over there, and there may be another steel mill nearby. Yeah, there's another steel mill there, and there's iron ore. I think this possibly has merit written all over it. So, okay, right, in that case, we're going to get a goods line running through here. So I'm going to run a passenger line alongside it, and then it will save me a little bit later on, and plus we get the scenery. All right, everybody on board? Right, we're building. First job, do some bulldozing. Every good job starts with bulldozing. You know this already, but there it is. It's always a delight to get the old dozer out at the start of the show. Although, that said, we're quite a long way into the show now, but it's good to get the dozer out nonetheless. I appear to be trying to electrify. Negative. We are not electrifying at the current time. We will be electrifying eventually, and I'm going to regret having not electrified early, but we're not doing it just yet. The other consideration I need to give this, of course, is actually connecting it up to depot land, as I possibly should call it, back at Sioux Falls. But I'll worry about that in a minute. And I'll regret having worried about it in a minute. No, it's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The flashing hazard light has just kicked off. I'm hoping that's because I severed a main connection rather than there being trains waiting. I severed a main connection. Oh, I should be flogged. I should be purged. Where are we? There we go. Let's do some of that and a bit of this, and then we'll whack a quick level crossing across there so that everybody can just calm down. There you go. Do a bit of that. Connect you back up onto there and calm down. Right, we're off. We're running. Now, I've no idea how practical this bit of track is actually going to end up being. I have no idea how much this bridge is going to end up costing, and that way lies all manner of adventure. Now, I'm tempted to wheel out wherever I left it. Way, there it is. Tempted to wheel this out again because I love it. I think this is just fantastic. I think I also ought to make it a triple tracker so that the steel that we make here can get across it. The only downside to that is, as you can possibly make out from this angle, that it is going to be a slightly weird angle. I mean, there is no way of making this a non-weird angle without having to do some weird track. Let's go for double arch. Let's make it 10 meters. Let's try and get a profile view here to see if 10 meters is sufficient. 10 meters, insufficient. 20 meters is happy-go-lucky, cheerful as you like. Okay, 2.62 million on a bridge. Did I mention something about bridges earlier and not spending money on them? Yeah, I think we might be over that. Right. Let's do that. I'm going to put 4 tracks on there. I'm going to put 2 tracks on there, you know, because 4 tracks apparently is going to cost me 5 million, and that's a lot of money. Right, let's zoom it out to there and then line it up ish, and then commit. It's the only way to live, is just to decide, is this a good idea or not, or oh, I've done it now, so we're stuck with it, whether a good idea or not. Right, there we go. We'll get across to there. And I think some form of concrete pillar, or in fact dam, could be jolly exciting. Let's do that then. So this bridge is going to end up costing me a bit. Probably about 4.5, 5 million all in. Cheaper than if I bought the 5 million version, obviously. But still not cheap. Right, and off you go from here. Give me the same one again. That is the one I chose, isn't it? Nope, it's not. It's a different one. Now let's play Hunt the Bridge texture. No. Possible, but I don't think so. Is it this one? It might be. Yeah, that looks about the same to me. Right, good. That's the one we're going to go for, and I also want to hook this round a smidge so that we can run coastal. We'll keep it at 75. As much as we don't have that many. Well, actually, we've got a few locos now that will do 75 quite happily. There we go. Yeah, we are. It's another landmark piece of bridge action. Right, now then, what next? Well, let's just lay the guide track and see what happens. First off, though, we'll get rid of the roadworks here. I quite like this little bridge, so I'll leave that usable. But we'll plough the track through first and see where it gets us. So if I as the crow flies this, you're looking at 3 million quid and a bit of a tunnel. I'm burning the money here. I think we go against our standard operating procedure here, and we work with the landscape as much as possible rather than going through it. No, good gracious. Whatever next. Right, now this is going to lead to a certain amount of slopage on this bit of track, but it will mean that we get a nice view as we trundle along the coast here to Wellington. Okay, normally I would be against that kind of thing, but I think it's actually harmonious with what I'm trying to accomplish this time. So we'll keep going, and with the additional elevation, we may not have to excavate too heavily as we reach the next rise. There's a lot of potential caveating going on. Oh, hold on, an inland bridge. I like that. No, that looks too good not to do it. Right, what do you make of this one? It's green. Thank you. That's good to have confirmed. I'm not going for box girder this time around. Just a bit of standard. I mean, your modern viaduct. It's all very practical, but it lacks a little bit of something. There you go. That's my technical appraisal there. Okay, what's the speed limit on a old stone? I like it. Bit of old stone bridge. I don't use that one very much, so we'll stick with that. Still got quite a long way to go. I don't think there's any avoiding of having to tunnel a little here. If we do, the elevation is going to be such that that getting back down might prove to be a bit of a mission. Although that said, I haven't really got any windy routes on this. But I don't want to. I also don't want to lose the speed. But I haven't got any windy routes. Okay, let's try it then. So if we contour up, let's have a look and see what we've got. So we're already committed to kind of going up a little further. Now this is going to hurt the profitability on this route because it's going to add to the time. But I'm thinking if I work my way round here without dropping below 60 too much, we can then work our way back round that side. Gives you a nice view of the lake and desert while we wend our way back down to kind of the top of this cliff mesa type deal. Right, and by the time we've got round there, I'm going to have spent about the same amount of money as if I'd just ploughed through the middle. All right, we're going to try and keep a 70 mile an hour bottom limit to the winding here, which I'm already wrecking. All right, we might have to say that the 70 mile an hour limit was a noble aspiration, but inevitably thrown by the wayside. The other consideration here is if I'd started this manoeuvre here, we'd be better off. Bulldoze once, think less. Let's do that. That would be the smart move. Let's start from there. The smoothing gun will be making an appearance. Right, now then, let's go like that. I think you're going to want to keep your... Yes, you are going to want to keep your elevation up. Arguably, go up a little further so that we can get up onto this ledge here. We'll stick with the Black Bridge motif. It's only 120 grand. What are you complaining about? Be quiet. And then we'll continue around this way. That's... Yeah, you see, now you're talking. This is a route. This is the kind of thing that people will go, oh, I totally want to ride on that. Let's keep it flat. And then we'll follow this line of the contour map reasonably, or in fact vaguely. Yeah, okay, try that. Okay, and then once we've done on it, oh, I like that. Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm a sucker for a quick span bridge. I think that there's a certain amount of ooh that goes into that. Ooh, of course, being an adjective. And we'll get round the corner up here somehow. We don't want to drop below 70. Because eventually, of course, we'll be running something significantly more modern down this way, and as such, we'll want it to get a wriggle on once in a while. Right, contours off. Now we're just about getting around this corner in time to then follow the curve of the river. Right, that's bad track. Okay, well, if this is maximum declination we've got going on here, we may struggle to do this without building a roller coaster. I don't want to build a roller coaster. I mean, I'm not even thrilled about this level of bankitude that we're building here. You know, a quick span bridge, fine, glamorous, a feature even. But if you're going for all of this banking business, then you're going to need a whole slew of trees in order to make that look splendid. Right, let's level you out here. That's not as leveled out as I would have liked. There you go, that's better. Keep it at 75, do a bit of that. Rock on. Right, good. Plain sailing for a little while, and then we've got a little bit more bankage to play with. Although, I'm gonna take this. I'm taking this precarious. Because, you know, that's why they call me Mr. Precarious. Those of you who don't know me, of course, because those who know me use my real name. Right, yep. There we are. I've built some scenic riverside tracks in my time, but I think this one is arguably pushing the level of scenic into what manner of engineer are you, man? This is a catastrophe waiting to happen. It's one landslip away from the front page of every news outlet on the planet. Those who still have pages. Right, okay. Still, I've not burned through my budget yet, and that's nice. I'm even willing to put in a tunnel here, you know. I think that's a pleasing end to a riverside voyage. Nice. I've just gone off piste. We're now just worried about the aesthetic of the thing, and we're no longer worried about is this going to be profitable or not. But I have managed to get pretty much all the way there without dropping below 70, so that's okay. And then just a bit more that way is good. And then it's bulldozer time. You people have known this time was coming. How much are we talking about here? 500,000. So, well, you know, I should have taken action sooner, but didn't, and therefore it has cost me a bit of cash. But fortunately, the cash has been rolling in this entire time, so that's not so bad. Now I've got this third platform here, which I'm going to hook up so that we can use it as a terminus for trains that aren't going any further. Otherwise, why would I have put it in? I was clearly thinking something. I'll have to review my own material to get a reminder of exactly what I was thinking in having a third platform there. And that involves actually finding the episode where I spoke of it. Maybe you could remind me in the comments of what I was thinking. I don't doubt that I thought it out loud, so yeah, if you could pass that on, I'd be very grateful. Right, here we go, and we're gonna double track this up. We'll price up exactly what this has cost as soon as I've finished double tracking it, and then there will be a sharp intake of breath. And you know, I imagine a few of you will have rolled your eyes at the outset of this endeavour when I was speaking of not blowing my money on expensive and extensive track projects, going like, yeah, sure, I'd be surprised if that lasted till the end of the episode, and lo and behold, it hasn't lasted to the end of the episode. Yeah, we've kind of blown that idea immediately. Right, okay, so this also opens up a coal route that could slide in alongside there, or even using it. I'm not opposed to having my goods trains running along the same track as my passengers. But you know what? I like the looks of that. It was worth doing. It was definitely worth doing. And I think a simple point-to-point to get that started with is going to yield a pleasing result. Now, the question is it going to yield the kind of pleasing result that makes me mad amounts of money? Or, there's a thought. I could extend the current Shanghai-Wellington line, stick another couple of trains on it, but extend it to Wolverhampton, which would mean that you're going to get more usage on that line full stop. I think that's probably the way to go. Now then, let's get this hooked up. I did promise I'd hook it back up again. And what I'm thinking is that we're going to go under. Right? The question is the track lane going to come? It is. There we are. It's an extra 275 grand, but it is somewhat worth it. Because I like a bit of going under then going over. I think that's fun. Right, good. Okay, that's pretty much done, isn't it? What have I missed? Oh, we've got another connection we need here. So let's put that in. There you go. Right, now then, let's hook track 3 at Wellington onto this route. I guess it is a terminus line, isn't it? I mean, I guess that's what I'm thinking here. Let's do that, and then we'll slip switch this. For those of you who wanted to know how to slip switch, hover over it. It will only do it at certain angles, right? Hover over it. It will highlight the junction. Click the junction. Go, yes, please. Thank you very much. And then, bosh, it's done. There you go. This and other quick tips available quickly and tip-like. And then we shall stick the buffers on here. But obviously, we will put them on in a way that they actually work. No, turn around. And snap on the nope. Is that no? That's all station all the time. All right. Well, we'll run this a little bit further, and then I'll have some track to actually put some buffers on. Keep it level. Thank you. Let's make it straight at the same time, because why wouldn't you? I mean, this may be limiting future options for this bit of track, but frankly, given that I've got buffers as a mod installed, I'm going to use it on an occasional, if not regular basis. Let's decrease the size of the brush. That's gone badly. That's arguably worse. Oh yeah, definitely. That's okay. Don't trust me. I've got a plan. It's going to work out, and it's not going to look quite as ugly as it currently does. Look, all I wanted to do was get a bit of ground underneath this bit of... Let's do it again. If it's worth doing once, it's worth spending a lot of money on and doing 5 or 6 times. No, wrong. Do this. That's it. Yeah, lump it up. And then the act of track laying should be sufficient to smooth it out. And then a bit of supplemental smoothing gun will take it the rest of the way. Right, flatten it back out again. Straighten it back out again. There you go. That's it. Just like that. Good. Do we now have... We do now have. And then plunk the thing underneath the what's it in that system that we often... Would you mind turning... Why now are you... There you go. That's it. I want you there. And then a very, very... No, this. Thank you. Yes, that. A very delicate amount of smoothing. Okay, this is as delicate as it gets. No! Oh, you just underdone all my good works. Oh, flipping heck. Anyway, if it's worth doing more than twice, I'm not interested. It was worth doing twice, and that's about my limit. Right, okay, let's bang some signals on here, and then we're ready to receive a train of some description. I'm going to let you off the hook early and let you know we're not going to put the train on it today. We'll do that next time. You know, I don't want to set your expectations that we're going to train up immediately. We've got other things to do. Right, let's do all of this along here, and then we'll have a route that we can use that as our opening gambit. Not least of all because I haven't really got the cash to go train shopping just yet. We're going to need a little bit more time to get that ready to go. But you know what? This is a really good route, and when I get round to doing some detailing. Because the intention is to detail as part of this series as well as just, you know, the usual build stuff, make a bit of money, build more stuff, make some more money, lose a bit of money, build some more stuff, and then buy things, sell them immediately at a loss, and then build some more stuff, and then sell that at a loss, bulldoze everything, making a loss, and then make some more money. That's... You know, you don't need to watch anything else now. That's what's going to happen. That's what always happens, and frankly, it's a heck of a ride. This is a great route. I think of all the great routes I've built recently, this might be one of them. So you know, voice your appreciation in the comments of, yeah, that is a great route. You can then equally voice, would be even greater if you put any trains on it. As it stands right now, yes, very nice, well done. You put some track down. Go you, have a medal. or in fact a cookie, whichever takes your fancy. Right, and then we get into Junction City. So, where are we actually going to want this to go into? We could have it just go into one platform, but I think that there is the possibility that later on I may wish to run more than one train down, more than one route down this particular stretch of track, or is there? It only goes to Wellington and beyond. Yes. Maybe. It really depends if I'm going to have anything come out of Wellington to go anywhere else. Anyway, that's a decision that we're going to make another time. That's your lot for today. This is where we're going to start next time, because I want to give it its due, and we'll either ride it along or we'll do something. I don't know. Just to finish off, let's head back to the depot and sell what I'm hoping is a train that's still waiting for us. There it is. Yay, back in the bucks. Right, so that came to 8 million on construction costs and another 2 on that. Apparently I've spent 2.6 on depots, which I have because that was the bridge. So we're looking at about 13, with bulldozer costs another 1 million. Okay, not insignificant. About 14 million expenditure on there. We're only down by 5. And it's August. I'm seeing this as a victory. Anyway, I'm Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. Should we find something to just glare at to finish off today's show? Let's see how the new commuter is getting on. We could call up the Profitron, but I don't think it's going to give us an entirely accurate picture just yet. What we want to do is find out one of the trains. Here comes one now. 60 of 60 passengers. That's more like it. Only just out of well, okay, its running costs are a third more than it's brought in. However, we have got a stop coming up here. Let's have a look. Because what I suspect it quite strongly is this particular route is only going to pay off once I've got trains with a capacity of 20 to 50, say, but I'm running 10 of them. So, so that the frequency of stop doesn't hurt too badly. Anyway, I'm Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching today. Fling a like at this one if you enjoyed it. Fling a like at it if you're disappointed not to see a train running down the new route. And fling a like at it if you just like clicking your mouse button and or pushing your finger against your tablet. If you're watching this on a console or a television, improvise. Subscribe if you've not yet done so, and I'll be back very soon with some more of the same. Thanks very much for watching. Cheerio!